Okay, we got another video from the ZX file coming at you today. This one is about a few little things, especially for you guys who are new to the Z32. If you happen to just pick up a Z32, a few of the things that you want to check immediately, provided that you're able to drive the car home or not. If you're able to drive the car home, once you get it home or whatever you want to check, I would say number one would be your timing belt. Check your timing belt. Open it up if you have to, check to see what condition it's in, because you never know when the last guy changed it. You know, a lot of people might, everything sounds good, everything looks good, they may say certain things, but you want to check that, because after spending money, you don't want to actually lose your time. You lose your engine, because again, engine prices have gone up ridiculously, as with everything else in this car. So you want to get that checked out. As for me, right here, you can see that I have a clear cover. I can somewhat see my timing belt. I can see the condition of it to a degree, but it's always a good idea to check it out and look at it. Eventually, I do want to upgrade to the Gates timing belt, the blue racing timing belt, and get that sorted out. And the other thing that we don't want to neglect your fuel hoses. Again, you're going to have fuel hoses from the filter right over here, hoses here going into the plenum, and you're going to have fuel hoses under the plenum. So you're gonna have to do the dreaded plenum pull. It's gonna be something that you don't want to do too often. So under there, you're gonna find some extra coolant hoses and all that sort of jazz. You might want to delete it. Some people might choose to keep it, but if you delete it, it just makes it easier for you to pull it the next time, pull the plenum the next time. So that may be something to consider. As we go about the list, we want to make sure you actually flush your coolant system. Check the coolant, flush it out, because this car does run hot, and you want to make sure the coolant in the car is actually good. Because I've seen some, coolant that looks like, chocolate milk. Well, the car was still running surprisingly, but without overheating. But you want to definitely flush that coolant system to get the car to run at its best. Another thing that you guys also want to check, you want to check every single connector on this car, like everything, every piece of electronic that you can find under the hood, whether it's your ignition coil packs, connectors, throttle position sensor, everything, especially even the IACV, idle air control valve connectors back here. These things tend to corrode. For those of you guys who don't know, who probably just new to the system, most guys who own a Z32 pretty much know this stuff already. But if you're new to that, you definitely want to check that out, because you have that dreaded green corrosion that you want to clean off, because they will create shorts, they will create misconnections, problems, misfire, everything, all that would happen, even with your PTU and all that sort of jazz on here. As well as with the PTU, you do probably want to upgrade to the new style PTU, or as well as the PTU relocation kit. My PTU used to be over here, and now it's relocated over here somewhere. So it keeps, it from being battered by the heat. Okay, this particular Z was imported from Japan in 2013, personally by me. The only issue that I've had since I've had this car was I lost just one injector. I believe it was after a car show. So basically, I'm going to say to you guys again, check your injector connectors. You may want to change the connectors themselves, because they do get, brittle due to dry rotting over time. You may want to also consider upgrading to the new style injectors that they say handles ethanol better than the old stock 90s injectors, which I guess at the time ethanol wasn't so popular, but it's been said that those injectors don't handle the ethanol as well. So those are the little things that you got to do to keep your car running reliably, because we do have a lot of guys saying that this car does not run reliably and all that sort of jazz, but to each his own. I mean, I haven't had much issues with this car since I've had it, so maintenance goes a very long way. That being said, okay, the last little tidbits for this video is this. If you go to a scrapyard and you see any 90s cars, Nissans, whether it's a 300ZX, Maxima, Sentra, whatever model, they all pretty much use this type of relays. And these relays are golden sometimes because you never know when you're going to lose a relay. So it's a good idea probably to get a little box like this to keep little screws, bulbs, relays, fuses, you name it. So I would say if you get a chance to find these, if you run up on these things, grab them, you know, harvest them, whatever you want to say. Keep these things because these things, you know, you may lose one or two as time goes by. So it's a good idea to have, you know, these OEM relays because again, parts are expensive. Relays, these things get expensive because they're hard to find over time. So it would be a good idea to invest in extra parts and or spare parts, I should say, is always good. So there you go. So, you know, always take advantage of that. So to keep us posting videos, you guys consider subscribing if you wish. You know, we do this barely as a hobby, so, and just to keep the Z going, we like to, you know, contribute to the Z community, you know, keep these fine, beautiful cars running. So, you know, keep us motivated by a possible subscription to our channel to keep things going. So till the next one, peace.